Preordained, Pondered, Brainstorm, Merchant Scroll, of course, High Tide, Time Spiral, Force of Will, Cunning Wish, Pact of Negation, Candelabras, Meditates, Gataxian Probes, Blue Sun Zenith.
Right, so this is not oops all spells, this is oops no creatures.
Yeah, oops no creatures. Where did my creatures go?
Exactly.
No creatures in the sideboard either. That's what I like to see.
Yep, 75 non-creature spells. He's going to be facing off against Ben Williams, who's on your right. He's playing oops all spells, a very similar version to the last one we saw, but instead, oh no, I was wrong actually. I thought he was playing the White Chancellor, the Mana Tithe Chancellor.
He is.
There it is.
He has 4 copies of those.
Great.
So that's the main difference here. We wanted to give this deck a bit more press just because it's a new deck and it was only viable because of Gatecrash.
Exactly. Without the Gatecrash cards, it'd be unplayable, as Hermit Druid is banned.
Yeah, I'm sure Adam Prozak's pretty proud that you know, he didn't so much create the deck. He just was the first to really write about it and give us some more press there. So it's glad to see it out at the SCG Open.
Yep. During round 2, Ruben walked around and he saw 8 copies of the deck being played.
Oh wow,
yes.
That's a lot. Yeah. New Jersey is a combo-filled area, and as you can see, a crazy hand. That's
wow.
3 summoning packs.
3 Summoners packs.
Yeah, 3 Summoners packs.
I'm not sure if Ben Williams is on 6 cards.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like
there
he's on 6
cards.
cards.
Off screen.
Yeah, there might be, but I think he's on 6. We're gonna get word from the director.
Yeah, this is an interesting keep. He only has 1 mana source. He has his combo piece in hand.
Yeah, he does.
And he has 3 Summoners packs. Now, the Summoners pack is interesting because it can go grab Elder Spirit Guide.
Exactly.
So it has more mana than it looks like. It can also grab Wild Cantor, which can produce black mana.
Yeah, all right, so Ben actually kept 6, and he was on the play, and he just said, I'll keep your turn.
Yep. Now he draws a Cabal Therapy. That'll be able to imprint on the Chrome Mox to produce that needed black mana.
Yeah, I think Ben doesn't really need to do anything for at least another turn or 2, because Raymond probably won't really go off until turn 4.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
High Tide is a turn 3 at best combo deck.
Exactly.
You can't really go off earlier than that. Even turn 3 is very rare.
Yeah, it's rare and sometimes very risky.
Yeah.
You meditate, all of a sudden you fizzle out, your opponent gets an extra free turn.
So Ray, just an island right now. Looks like it'll be maybe a Ponder?
I'm not too sure. He let off with a Gataxian Probe last turn. And it is a Ponder, good call here. So I think right now he just wants to build up some lands, build up his combo pieces, and then try to go off when the time is right.
Exactly. I think what he's really looking for is a Force of Will. He realizes that Ben's combo deck is way faster than his. He just has to live to that crucial 4th turn.
I really like the High Tide decks to play 4 Force of Wills.
Yeah, especially in this field with this much combo.
Yeah, I know it's always great you're able to Cunning Wish for the 4th one in the sideboard, which Raymond is doing here, but just having 4 Force of Wills in the main deck is more my speed. You could always put, you know, another counterspell type effect in the sideboard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you want a Pact of Negation, you can have that in the sideboard, a Daze.
Exactly, yeah.
Disrupting Shoal, even
sure.
Something like that.
Pretty much anything. I actually saw some people playing the card Disrupt.
The card Disrupt? Wow.
Yeah.
So if you're unfamiliar with this one, it's a Weatherlight card, 1 blue instant, counter target instant or sorcery unless they pay 1 draw.
Draw a card, yeah.
So it's like a Force Spike that cantrips.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So really awesome. But Raymond with 3 main deck Force of Wills and 1 in his sideboard. Also has a Flusterstorm in his sideboard, a Meditate, Blue Sun Zenith, Pact of Negation. So he has a lot of counter spells in his sideboard. He has Pact, he has Flusterstorm, and he has Force of Will.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, normally it's only about 2, correct?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, so we'll see what happens here. There's a Preordain from Ben. And I think Ben might just try to go off this turn, especially with the Cabal Therapy. Now that he drew a Lotus Petal as well.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised he didn't try and go off last turn. Just play the Mox Imprint Cabal Therapy, triple Summoners Pact for 3 Spirit Guides.
No, but I think he wants
to cast the Cabal Therapy?
I think he wants to cast the Cabal Therapy, right?
Right. I mean, it's preferable, but he could have just gone for it.
But, I mean, against the blue deck, I think now it's okay, because he has the Lotus Petal.
Yeah, he did draw the Lotus Petal, but now he has nothing to imprint if he casts the Cabal Therapy.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's really giving him 2 extra turns.
Yeah, he wants all the Summoners packs. This is kind of interesting. I mean, I'm sure Ben knows his deck better than us, because coming to a tournament, especially an SCG Open, without playing the Oops All Spells deck might not be the brightest idea.
Yep, playing any kind of new combo deck, it's tough. You have to do a lot of goldfish to prepare. Doesn't hurt to play test against real opponents either.
Yeah, and the good thing about combo decks is you can actually play test with yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You just take an opening hand, play it till they're dead. Take an opening hand, play it till they're dead.
So there's a Crow Mox. All right, so he's getting rid of one of the Summoners packs?
Okay.
All right, I can see that.
Yeah, the problem is he still only has 1 black mana, ever.
All right, so there's a Summoners pack. Summoners pack is 0 mana. Unfortunately, you're going to have to pay 5 mana or you're going to lose the game. 4 mana or you're going to lose the game. 2 colorless, green, green.
That's right, but Ben plans on winning this turn.
All right, so there's the Elvish Spirit Guide. So 3 mana, 2/2. Why would somebody play it in a deck? Well, you could just exile it for a green mana. That's why.
Exactly. Interesting card design. They reprinted it in the form of Simian Spirit Guide, so now all these Legacy decks, if they want, get 8 free mana sources.
All right, so there it is. And there's the Force of Will.
And I'm not sure. Ben is holding the Summoners pack, but I don't know what he can do about that.
Yeah.
I don't think anything.
I'm not too sure exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, I really would have liked to see Ben go for it last turn. If he has the Force, he has the Force, but waiting against a blue deck, it's kind of tough.
Or I would wait so I would be able to actually play my Cabal Therapy naming Force of Will.
Right, it's one or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Does Ben just lose here or no?
I think Ben was worried about some sort of show and tell from Ray. We know Ray's playing High Tide, but Ben was probably worried about show and tell into Omniscience, something like that.
Okay, so now, yeah, I think wait, Ben untaps his...
Yeah, I think Ray's just going to ship the turn here.
Wait, did Ben just untap his Chromox, or am I just delusional here?
I don't think you're delusional, but it doesn't matter because this game is over.
Yeah, okay, so yeah,
Ben was just hoping to see another card from Ray.
Okay, yeah, I don't really understand Ben's line there. Somebody actually tweeted in, they said, what did Turning Tested say?
If you have enough mana to win against the blue decks, why would you give them more draw steps? I completely agree. I would have either gone for it right away or played a little safer, wait for the Cabal Therapy.
Yeah,
I think Ben chose the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Ben was scared that Raymond was playing a show and tell deck, and it especially plays an effect on people when you preordain and you go top, or you ponder and you don't shuffle.
Right.
Players really get scared. They're just like, whoa, like that means these cards are good, and this means that I'm probably just gonna lose next turn, so I better go for it right here. But interestingly enough, they're going to move on to game 2. Raymond being up 1-0 with his High Tide deck. High Tide deck, once again, I'll run through his main deck. If you guys at home play High Tide or you guys are a High Tide player, let us know what you think about his list. He's running 1 Snap, 2 Turnabouts, 2 Preordains, 4 Ponder, 4 Brainstorm, 4 Merchant Scroll, 4 High Tide, 4 Time Spiral, 3 Force of Will in the main deck, 3 Cunning Wish, 2 Pact of Negation, 4 Candelabras, 2 Meditate, 3 Cataxian Probe, 1 Blue Sun Zeniths, and then he's running 17 lands, 9 islands, and 8 sack lands.
Wow, so yeah, definitely a well-tuned machine. When he time spirals, he really wants to not have many lands in his deck, and that's why there's so many fetches, that's why there are so few actual lands.
Yeah, I mean, I could actually see him playing another fetch land.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about the mana base of High Tide. I've never played the deck myself.
Okay.
But yeah. I'm sure Ray has. He's a consummate combo player. Most of his decks have always been combo decks. He's played Enchantress, he's played Stacks, he's played the original Storm combo deck, so definitely a vintage and legacy player mostly.
Yeah, the only time I ever played High Tide, it was just online. I was playing with my friend Ben, who's a big High Tide combo player in general.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the one awesome thing about Legacy, is that if you're an old school player, you know, there's so many new cards that come out every 4 months, a new set. Legacy pretty much stays the same, changes a bit, but whichever deck you want to play, whatever is your kind of pet deck, you can make it good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it might drop from tier 1 to
tier 2, yeah.
But it's always going to be playable. There are always going to be new cards to add to it. You know, maybe it's not good for a couple of years. Maybe then they print a card that makes it the best deck.
Exactly.
It's happened a lot.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so Ben being on the play this game. Last game he was on the play as well. He had the Mulligan. Obviously, he kept the Zero-Lander because he has 0 lands in his deck. What do you think about game 2? Do you think being on the play again, maybe if he does a Mulligan, make a few changes or what?
Well, Ray doesn't have too much in the way of sideboard cards. He'll sideboard in a Flusterstorm. He'll sideboard in 3 Graveyard Hate cards. He has 2 Graph Diggers and a Ravenous Trap, so he has a few cards. Ben, on the other hand, Leyline of Sanctity, if he puts Ray on this kind of a combo deck, Other than that, though, he doesn't have much. He has 3 packed negations. So both players have 3 main sideboard cards. 3 graveyard hate, 3 counter spells.
And the packs are normally really risky cards because not only could you just fizzle out, it's not like you're going to fizzle out and maybe try to go off next turn. Most of the time it's you fizzle out, you don't have enough mana, you lose.
Right, exactly. Sometimes you just can't pay 6 green and 6 colorless on your upkeep.
Yeah. So, just to run by the packs, you have the red pack, often seen in the
Hive Mind decks.
Hive Mind, yeah. Yeah, I was actually so set on High Tide, but it's like Hive Mind, yeah, the Hive Mind decks. Sometimes you saw slaughter packs being played, packing the blue pack you see pretty often, green pack in decks like this, and the white pack.
Intervention pack, not so much.
Yeah. What do you have to pay for intervention pack?
White 1.
White 1?
So it's okay in the Hive Mind decks because a lot of times decks can't pay white.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Pact of the Titan is the go-to.
Yeah, definitely Pact of the Titan, yeah. Since it's 5 mana, it's more on the high end.
So Ben Williams keeps his hand, and Ray going down to 6 here.
All right, maybe Ray's just looking for a Force Will. He knows how important. I'm pretty sure he must have boarded in the 4th Force Will. He just wants them in the main deck.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He boarded in the Force. He boarded in the Flusterstorm.
He doesn't have time to Cunning Wish for those cards.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he boarded in the Pact of Negation.
All right, there it is, the Chancellor.
Yeah. So we're gonna try and get that Chancellor up on the screen for you, but effectively, what
it stops the Force of Will.
Yeah. It stops the Force of Will this turn.
And it looks like Ben's just going off on turn 1. There's a Dark Ritual.
Yep. So Ray's first spell will cost
There's the
1/1.
Cabal Ritual.
So
And there it is.
Yeah, so 1 mana floating, Balustrade Spy. Ray can't do anything.
He's going to flip over his entire deck. He can just flip over his entire deck, right?
Yeah, he should.
Yeah, he should just to save time here.
But it doesn't matter. They have 38 minutes on the clock. He's going to pull out the relevant pieces for Ray.
Exactly.
Just to make
show him what's going on, yeah. The Spy is a new card from Gate Crash. As you can see on the screen, 4 mana, 2/3 flying. When it comes into play, target player reveals cards from the top of his or her library until they reveal a land card. The rest go into the graveyard. So Ben targets himself, and he's like, okay, I'm going to keep flipping. I have no lands in my deck. All my Narcomanivas are going to come into play. Cabal Rituals are going to the graveyard. I'm eventually going to Dread Return, Angels of Glory Rise, bring back all my humans, and then I'm going to kill you.
Exactly. Lab Maniac and a zombie.
Exactly.
A zombie, a card not usually seen in Legacy.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Card.
Yeah.
And there it is. There's the Lab Maniac. Ray knows what's going on now.
And this combo deck is pretty cool because you only have to play 1 a zombie. You only have to play 1 Wild Cantor. You only have to play 1 Angel's Glory Rise. You only have to play 1 Laboratory Maniac. So you don't have to clog your deck with all these, multiple creatures that don't help the combo unless you have the right half of the combo.
Right. It's a lot like Dredge. They just have to play 1 piece. And
exactly.
There it is. There's the scoop. Ray will scoop in response to the Cabal Therapy, so Ben doesn't get to see what he's sideboarding.
Exactly.
Or even what he's playing. Ben actually doesn't know what kind of combo deck Ray's playing still. All he played was Island, Gitaxian Probe, Ponder.
Yeah. Do you remember exactly what he pitched with the Force of Will?
Ooh, I don't. I wasn't paying attention.
It looked like it was kind of off screen, so that might play a small effect.
Okay. Either way, though, in the no land deck, it's kind of hard to change your sideboarding that much anyway. You don't have that many options.
Yeah, because you really can't bring in spells that cost mana.
Right. He's not going to bring in Nature's Claim. Chancellor of the Tangle. That's kind of a weird sideboard card.
It really is.
It seems like it's either a main deck card or a card that shouldn't be in the 75. The Chancellor of the Tangle, if it's in your opening hand, you get an extra green mana during your first
exactly.
turn.
So you can do a bit of a ramping.
I think maybe what that's for is if he absolutely has to win on the first turn.
Maybe against another combo deck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah. Now, I wonder how these Oops All Spells deck really match up against the Fair decks. What can the Fair decks actually do? I know somebody tweeted in, they asked, is Zoo playable now?
Right. I think their question was about Hate Bears.
What about Hate Bears? Is that playable now? If you're coming with, a Bug Fair deck, how are you going to beat the All Spells deck? If you're just coming with an aggressive Zoo type deck, how are you going to beat the All Spells deck? What do you think?
It's tough. You either have to have a great sideboard, a resilient main deck, or just run really, really well.
Do you think Tormod's Crypt is like the best graveyard removal right now, or no?
I don't know. If this deck catches on, you definitely want something that costs 0 mana or 1 mana.
Sure, like Grafton.
Maybe even Leyline.
Leyline?
Because all these decks have no outs to Leyline except for Charbles, right?
Yeah, Leyline of the Void.
Yep, the Leyline of the Void. That one might come back into favor.
Yeah, I can see that definitely popping up.
Tim Bilton says, and this is why I sideboard 4 ley lines in every legacy tournament.
Yes, yes.
It's great to be prepared for the graveyard decks.
Yeah, I mean, just ley line is like, hey, you are playing these 4 ley lines, so your 15-card sideboard is really an 11-card sideboard. But when you play against these decks that are so reliant on their graveyard, they're going to be happy.
You usually just win. Most decks don't have the answer. If they do, they have 1 or 2 answers. They have a Chain of Vapor.
Or an Echoing Truth.
I'll wipe away, yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Exactly. And then if you're playing the black ley lines, maybe you're also playing Thought Seizes and Inquisitions, so you can discard their few answers away.
Yep. So Ray will be on the play for game 3, exactly where he wants to be. He just needs to find a hand that has a Forcible. That's the only thing he's looking for.
Yeah, Force of Will is Raymond's key card in this matchup. Force, force, force. That's what he's thinking about.
Right. The only downside about Chancellor of the Annex is that Ray gets to see it before he plays his first turn, so he won't play a Ponder or Preordain.
Oh, yes.
He'll leave 1 man open for Forcible.
Exactly. All right, so there's an island. Oh, there's a Grafdigger's Cage.
Boy.
All right.
Ben Williams, I hope you boarded in Nature's Claims.
Good luck to Ben Williams here. Let's see if he has an answer for it.
He might. Oh, he scoops.
Oh, what?
Ben Williams concedes the match. He didn't side in any Nature's
All right,
Claims.
so another turn 1 kill.
Effectively a turn 1 kill.
I have my hand on my head and it's just, wow. All right, so we're like, hey, how could you ever beat this Oops All Spells deck with a fair deck? Well, you just go Island Grafdigger's Cage.
Oops, hate card game.
You go a 1-cent card into a $2 card. and you get the guy to concede before he even draws the card for the turn.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty interesting. The more I watch this Oops All Spells deck, the more it
Why
looks
would you
like...
not board a Nature's Claim? You know your opponent's going to have candelabros.
No, you don't, because the only things you've seen Island, Preordain. It's actually.
I'm still not sure what the card he pitched with Forcible was. It might have just been like another Ponder, Brainstorm or something.
There are a lot of cards that don't give you any information.